I would just say that, you got to be able to get along with each other, and you got to be considerate of the other person.
Yeah.
And you've got to be able to, compromise. I mean, when you have a hallway like this, you've got to sort of coordinate your walking back and forth stuff, and so you've got to be able to do that without it, getting you pissed off or something.
Yes.
If everything like that irritates you, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
If you can take things in stride, and if you both have affection and affection for each other and kindness towards each other, I think that goes a long way. I think we need more kindness in the world.
Yeah, boy, that's for sure.
Whether you're talking about a couple RVing together, or you're talking about just life in general, we really need a lot more kindness in the world, and it's missing.
Yeah,
it's missing in a lot of places.
Well, you are an anomaly.
Okay.
And I only say that because you've been here 3 times.
3 times.
I think this is the 3rd time. Yeah.
I believe this is at least the third time.
Yeah.
Part of me
Possibly
thinks it's
4th.
almost might even be 4th.
Might be 4th. Yeah.
But so welcome, and we've got David and do you go David or Dave?
David.
David and Sheryl. And I know you're a doctor, medical doctor.
I'm a clinical psychologist.
Clinical psychologist.
Yeah.
So what I say today can and will be used against me.
No, I'm actually off the clock right now.
You're off the clock. Okay. Good to hear. So Sheryl, are you a stay at RV mom?
No, well, depends how you want to look at it. I used to be an occupational therapist.
Okay.
And now I am an artist.
Oh, wonderful. I do have to ask. I forgot to ask this all-important question. You're okay that this is being recorded
Sure.
and that goes on
Absolutely.
YouTube and all that fun stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, good deal.
We're happy to do anything that's going to be helpful to you guys. You've been so kind and gracious.
Oh, well, appreciate that.
With us,
Appreciate
allowing, especially coming late last night and being understanding. It was a long drive.
Where did you come from yesterday?
Rocky Mountain National Park.
Yes, that is a long drive.
Yeah.
A little jaunt there.
Yeah, that is a long run.
It's beautiful there, though.
It is.
We actually had a chance to live in Estes Park for about three months.
Okay.
We did a house swap, and we lived up there for 3 months, and they lived here closer to a hospital they were familiar with because she was about to give birth and had problems with pregnancy, and so we said, yeah, sure, we'll suffer up in Estes Park. So we did that for 3 months and came back, and literally it was the day we came back we found out this house was for sale, and came over and have been here ever since. So we picked some fresh strawberries this morning. I don't know if you eat strawberries, but you're more than welcome to dig in.
Through it.
So please help yourself. Yeah, those are freshly washed and everything this morning. So picked and washed. Yeah, absolutely. So, all right. So Dr. David, so you're a clinical psychologist. Now you're from Ohio, I believe. Is that correct?
Well, live in Ohio now. I'm originally from New York State.
Oh, okay.
And grew up in Albany.
Okay.
And ended up in Ohio when I went to graduate school at Kent State University.
Okay.
And just never left.
Never left. All right. So you like living in Ohio, the upper Midwest? Is that considered upper Midwest, I think? Kind of, sort of?
I think, well...
Almost upper?
I think people in the East consider it Midwest, and people in the West consider it more East.
Okay.
But it's sort of classified as Midwest,
Okay.
or one of the Great Lakes area region.
Oh, yeah. Good. How close are you to the Great Lakes?
We live in Cuyahoga Falls, so it's about 30 miles, 35 miles from Lake
nice.
Erie.
Do you get out there much to enjoy it?
To the lake, we don't get up there too much. There's, really Ohio has some very beautiful areas. We have a cabin in a county named Guernsey County, which is about an hour and a half south of where we live.
Okay.
There's a really large state park there, Salt Fork State Park, and it's got They've got a very large body of water there. It's a reservoir, actually.
Okay.
But, it's used for recreational purposes and stuff. And we're maybe a mile or so from the back entrance to the park.
Oh, nice.
In the cabin, yeah.
Oh, wonderful. So you get to escape there very often?
Well, we used to escape there more often before we got the camper and started doing more camping in the camper. And then camp time kind of got split between them. We were kind of going roughly, half the weekends each month. And for me, I'm semi-retired, and so the weekend is like from Saturday till Tuesday.
Okay.
And then I see patients on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday mornings.
Live or virtual? Or all the
At this
above?
point, I do both. I have roughly half are in person and roughly half are virtual, either mostly video, but also some where they can't really get the video equipment to work for them, so it ends up being a telephone call.
Just a call, yeah.
Which is now, allowed by most of the insurances and so forth.
Okay. What I tell everybody is any question I ask or anything that I probe a little bit, you please feel free to say no, or just answer a different question like the politicians do.
Yeah, that does seem to be what they do.
That kind of tends to be. We ask a question and they tell you something. Did I ask that?
Yeah.
So anyway, but no. Do you find any difference between, with that in mind, do you find any difference in the effectiveness of your work between phone calls and video and live?
I think the effectiveness is really determined by what the patient finds most comfortable for them.
Oh, interesting.
And the research actually is there's no significant difference dependent upon modality. Effectiveness studies have found similar results for in-person as for video, as for telephone sessions. My personal experience, based on, my interactions with patients, is it really depends upon what the patient's most comfortable with. I have some people who, for example, we've been on the road for 2 months, and they wanted to wait until I got back to have an in-person appointment. And a lot of patients I was already seeing virtual, so seeing them, the only difference is my office is in the camper instead of in Cuyahoga Falls. So.
Oh, sure. Sheryl, tell us about your artwork. What kind of art do you do?
I do a variety, just whatever I feel like doing. These days, mostly colored pencil.
Oh, okay.
On different themes. I do a lot of Jewish things.
Oh, okay.
And other things, whatever I feel like doing.
Now explain a Jewish theme. How is it, like a scene from Jerusalem, or is it people, or?
Symbols.
Symbols.
Yeah.
Symbols, okay.
Symbols a lot.
Okay.
Although I do love Jerusalem. The other media that I use a lot is colored pencil and colored pencil combined with, paper cutting and paper cutting combined with colored pencil.
Okay.
And I do have one that I did with Jerusalem paper cut that's 15 layers.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Now, do you sit in the camper while he's driving and you work on this, or bounce?
That's a little hard to do.
that would be, yeah, probably wouldn't have any fingers left.
So. I don't do paper cutting as much anymore. The close vision is a lot harder than it used to be.
Yeah. Now, do you sell your work, or how do you just give it to?
I have sold some in the past. I like the artist part a lot more than the selling part.
Okay, yeah, I bet that's probably common.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a friend he paints, and his wife does all the selling stuff. He just like, I don't want it. Yeah, you just do it.
I wish my wife would do that.
We all need a good wife, huh?
Yeah, that's for sure. Oh goodness. So tell me about your how long you've been together, where you met, So one of the things that I love about this is I've heard some just fascinating stories. The different RVers that come through here, and that's why I've started doing this, is I just love the stories. And sometimes it's just as simple as, we met and love at first sight, or we met and she hated me for the first 10 years. So anyway, do you guys have anything like that you care to share?
We met at the Jewish Community Center in Akron.
In Akron? Okay.
Yeah, there was some classes, and he was sitting up front, and I was sitting in the back, and we kind of funneled through the door together and stood talking in the parking lot for quite a while. And I didn't give him my phone number or anything. This is way back before.
I was going to say, was this last week or was it before?
And I was not surprised that he called me. He was able to put together enough information to find me in the phone book back when they were paper phone books.
A little detective work, huh?
A little bit, yeah.
Nice.
And we have been married for 28 years.
28 years. That's awesome. Yeah. That is great.
Yeah, and we've been living together in this there's a little baby bunny over there. Yeah, a very little tiny one.
I can see something.
Yeah.
Yeah. We had a cardinal fly by just a minute ago, just right before you guys came out. So
we've been living in this 19-foot camper together for 2 months, and we still love each other.
Well,
that's awesome.
So,
yeah.
That's always a good thing.
2 months. You've been on the road for 2 months. Now, you're not full-timers. You are part-time travelers.
Part-time.
Correct.
How many months out of the year typical? Or is there typical? Maybe there's no typical.
I guess if there's anything typical, it's that
Tempt you some more.
our kids, we have 2 sons. One's married, and they have twin 3.5-year-old kids, a boy and a girl. The other one's single. Anyways, they bought a house together in El Cerrito. As you know, California's really expensive.
Oh, yes.
And so the house they bought on the upper level has I call it an apartment, although my younger son says that's my home. but you know, a full apartment on the second floor.
Nice.
And then on the main level, our older son, his wife, and the kids have their space.
Right.
So we've been taking cross-country trips in the camper to visit with them. I am more averse to flying than I used to be, for a couple of reasons.
Guilty as charged.
Yeah. One was...
Did you draw that?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, how cool.
We interrupted.
Isn't that something? No, that's fine. That's
beautiful.
fine.
It is.
Your grandkids, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
That's a colored pencil drawing.
Yeah.
That's the
Can I show this to the camera real
Sure.
quick?
You can.
So I don't know if the camera can see it, but we'll see if it can.
I can lighten it up.
There we go. That's great.
That's beautiful.
That is a beautiful drawing. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Part of it started with when the COVID pandemic began.
Right.
But even during the pandemic, we flew out to visit them. When our older son got married, we flew out for the wedding and back, and my back got messed up, and I blame it on the airplane.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was. It started like 2 days after we got back from the return flight, and it took like 6 months before I could kind of walk without pain.
Oh my goodness.
And I just don't have an interest in repeating that experience.
No.
And people say, well, how can you sit in the car for so long driving when a 6-hour plane flight, well, the car, our car doesn't squish us like sardines like the airplanes do these days.
Your knee's not in your nose.
No, no. And, I don't know whether it was the lack of space on the plane, whether, because I deliberately got up and tried to walk around and stuff on the plane, but it was a miserable experience for about 6 months. And so we before this camper, we've had this about 3 years. This is our third year. And for about 6 months prior to that, we had bought a little teardrop camper, and we did one cross-country trip in the teardrop.
Yeah.
And Sheryl was quite insistent after that trip that she really did want an inside bathroom, an inside cooking area. And,
that's kind of a theme with other RVers here.
Is it?
Yeah, we've heard that before.
Yeah. So we were looking around, and we'd kind of settled in on our campers made by a company called Escape Trailers Industries, which is a Canadian company. They're in New Brunswick.
Okay.
And it's fiberglass.
Oh, nice.
We settled in on fiberglass. We wanted that.
Yeah.
And we had actually placed an order with them. This is when they had 4-month waiting list, 6-month waiting list. But while we were waiting for our turn to come up, we saw an advertisement for a secondhand, the very model we were looking for.
Yeah.
And it was actually where they were located was maybe a half hour from where we lived.
Oh, perfect.
Wow.
So we went out and looked at it, and at first it looked like another family was going to buy it, but then that fell through because they were really looking for something for the couple and 2 kids.
Oh, okay.
And this camper really isn't, sized for that. So it's a 2015 model, and
it's nice looking.
we like it. It's kind of like the perfect size for us. We can tow it with an SUV rather than having to get a truck.
Is that the Ascent?
This is the Ascent, the Subaru Ascent. Yeah,
that's nice. Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty good. You don't need a big fifth wheel. You don't need a big truck to tow it around. That's nice.
And we just have the one vehicle. We don't have 2 vehicles, so we don't want to have a big truck to drive around town and take care of whatever. So this worked out really well.
Good.
And since then, what we've been doing is making the trips someplace between 6 and 8 weeks, and stopping at different national parks. Sometimes visiting other family. She has a brother and sister-in-law in Dallas.
Okay.
A good friend in South Pasadena. There's a rabbi we visit who's also near there in the Los Angeles area. We tend to do that once or twice a year. I don't know.
We also travel with our cat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
She's somewhat of a reluctant traveler. She seems to enjoy, or I'm not sure, somewhere between enjoy and tolerate the camper, but she's not so keen on the car.
Oh, okay.
She's tries to get out of, or tries to not get into her carrier when I want her to get into it.
Yeah.
But we'll get into it reluctantly. Kind of meows off and on in the car.
Yeah. Let you know she's just not really happy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you missed the experience yesterday. If I remember right, you guys parked by the chicken coop last time. Is that correct?
Yeah, actually, that's exactly right. Yep.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So we moved some of our more mature chickens into what's called a chicken tractor.
Okay.
Which is a mobile chicken coop.
Oh, okay.
And so moved those yesterday. And last night
it's kind of like assisted living.
It is, exactly. I wish they would assist me in moving it. It's really heavy. But they last night was the first night, and so the lower level is all. They have an apartment up top too, like your son, and the lower level is all open grass, so they get to eat the bugs and chew on the grass a little bit and stuff. But anyway, last night, this was literally their first day in it. So we had to chase them down, catch them, get them in it. And then we were trying to convince them that it's okay to go upstairs. They were all standing in the corner looking at the coop that they usually go into and going, no, that's our place.
We want to go there.
That's our place.
Can we go home?
Exactly. So finally we got them all situated. But yeah, they didn't meow though. They had some
cackled a
other
little
choice
bit.
words.
Yeah, I'll bet.
So you've been RVing now for how many years? It's been past 2020. Is that when you started? With COVID?
Well, I guess 3-4 years recently, but early on in our marriage, when the kids were young, we had a pop-up camper.
Oh yeah.
That we would take
Did
on
as well.
camping trips,
Yeah.
and we did that for a few years with the pop-up camper, I think, right?
For many years.
Many years, more than a few.
Mm-hmm.
And then we just had too many experiences of, you camp in, we went to a lot of state park campgrounds.
Yeah.
And the people next door playing their boombox because they like to listen to their music real loud and all that kind of stuff. And actually we had one experience, and this might have even been what turned it, I'm not sure, but we had one experience where, we'd ask them, it was quiet hours, we'd ask them to turn down, the music, and they were real resistant to that idea. And then they started talking about, physical violence, really.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Kind of working themselves up about how we had no right to interfere with their music and their whatever. And we ended up having to call the authorities who came and, evicted them from the campground. And ironically, one of the people in the group was in law enforcement. I forget exactly which branch of law. I can't remember whether it was a police department or a sheriff's office or it might even been a federal agency. I don't know, but one of them was in law enforcement.
That is crazy.
Crazy. Yeah, absolutely. And so that was when we thought, well, why don't we try to buy a piece of land and have our own little campground?
Yeah.
So we bought the land and. We parked the camper in it a few times and we kept getting stuck, and we had a good friend named Steve.
Oh yeah.
Who would always come and tow us out. And when we got stuck, and then that eventually led to, putting a cabin on the property, and then maybe a year later or so, I think we probably sold the pop-up.
Yeah.
And focused more on the cabin for a bunch of years.
Sure. Yeah. Oh, that's nice. Have you ran into the same kind of problems lately, or with the noise and things? Or
Not so much now. We sort of camp differently at this point. We, of course, at Boondockers Welcome Sites, we've never had a problem with that. We also like to do a lot of dispersed camping.
Okay.
Bureau of Land Management property, Forest Service, sometimes the Army Corps of Engineer campgrounds, which are a little more formalized campgrounds than the others. And in those areas, it's pretty rare that because most of the people who camp that way, who boondock that way, are interested in, kind of getting away from the hubbub of crowds and so forth.
Right.
They like their peace and quiet just as much as we do.
Yeah.
And we have stayed in a few. We were able to take campsites in a couple of the national parks. We were in one of the Rocky Mountain National Park campgrounds.
Yeah.
We were also at Dinosaur National Monument.
Oh yeah.
And they have some campgrounds. We got a spot there. We tend to plan the trip several months in advance, so we were fortunate in that regard. And in the national park campgrounds, we haven't really had as much issues as we did in the state parks in Ohio. And it was sort of hit and miss in the state parks. Sometimes it was lovely, and sometimes you just get bad neighbors.
I've heard Nebraska state parks can be good or bad too. Same story.
Hit and miss kind of thing.
Kind of hit and miss. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, which is too bad. It should be a good experience for everybody. But And that, I think that is one of the nice things about boondockers is you generally don't have to worry about that. But do you guys do a lot of boondockers, or is it mostly the parks and this just kind of supplements it?
When we tend to do the boon, well, I shouldn't even say that. I would say maybe half and half. Half boondockers welcome, half. If you set aside when we're at our kids' place, because we spent on this 2-month trip, we were at our kids' place.
Yeah.
This time actually about 4 weeks, and we park in their driveway.
Oh, good.
And mooch off of their electricity. By the way, I want to give you some money for the electricity.
Yeah, it shouldn't be over $100 worth.
Not over 100. That should be all right. Do you take credit cards or
credit cards
Bitcoin
or Ascents? We take Ascents, Subaru Ascents.
We can't have our oldest born because he's the father of the twins.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, they need him. They need him.
We'll leave. Unless he does farm work, then we could.
Yeah.
He loves chopping wood.
Does he
does,
really?
yeah.
He does,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
he
wow.
loves that.
Well, bring him over. We'll let you have him back, though.
But if you sort of separate that out, I would say it might end up being close to half boondockers welcome, half. Part of it depends upon, where there are available boondocker
Sure.
welcome.
Yeah.
Some parts of the country there's more people who do it. In Texas, there's hardly anybody. I think isn't it Texas that there's hardly anybody who.
Maybe.
So
Really?
some
Really?
areas are harder to find.
Yeah.
Spot. It's also hard to find. There's no Bureau of Land Management property in Texas.
Oh, really?
Yeah. They
Interesting.
I don't know. They're very possessive of their.
They
like
could
their
be.
land.
They don't want
Yeah.
the feds messing around with their property.
Well,
I guess.
that's actually probably true. Yeah. That's
Right
probably
on
very
me.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But otherwise, we've had pretty good luck with finding either boondockers welcome or other kind of dispersed camping locations.
Right.
And
Do you have anything you would go that was kind of a highlight of your camping experience that, like, if you could do that again, you would in a heartbeat?
what would you say?
Another boondocker, another campground?
She's
or
better at thinking
is
of
it
highlights.
just the whole thing is great?
There's a lot of places I'd be happy to go back to.
Mm-hmm.
We've been to
We like Joshua Tree National Park.
Joshua
like
Tree's neat.
Joshua Tree, but there's a lot of places, been to a lot of beautiful places.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's really some amazing places to see in this country.
there really are. Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
Mhm.
You can, and even if you go back to the same place, you see different things.
Right.
Yeah. Are you the kind of, so my son did a national park tour with his cousin, and I think they hit like 11 national parks in 10 days or something.
Oh my goodness!
It was ridiculous.
There's
Are you the type
so
of
much
hit and run?
to
Or are you the
see.
type of, I would rather see 2 things and really enjoy them than see everything there is to see and move on to the next? So I don't know if I'm making sense. Do you like to go places just to say you've been there, or do you like to go places knowing you're only getting a little slice of it, but you really want to stay and enjoy that little slice? Or do you want to see all that you can see when you get there?
Well, when we've gone to national parks, it's usually been maybe 2 or 3 nights
Okay.
that we would stay.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think we've had a place where we've gone and stayed like a week or 2 weeks, or except at the kids' place where we
Right.
spend a month
Yeah.
or whatever. I don't know. How would you describe it?
I think that for me personally, I used to like seeing a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If we don't see this and this and this and this,
Mm-hmm.
we didn't get to see everything.
Right.
You know, as I get older, I've gotten more so that I enjoy what I see, and if I didn't get to see it all, that's okay.
Okay. Good. Yeah.
What we've tended to do a lot lately is like we'll pick a segment
Mm-hmm.
and like we'll do like a like an audio tour,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll stop at each of the stops
Okay.
and would drive the car and get out and look at that stuff, and maybe if there's a trail, we'll walk the trail.
So you'll take in the
Sometimes-
smaller, more nowadays. You just take in the smaller chunks of the bigger piece and enjoy it more.
and enjoy that chunk. And,
Yeah.
And I'm limited in how much I can walk.
Mm-hmm.
So sometimes there'll be parts that he'll walk farther, and I'll wait in the car, or
Sure. Yeah.
wait in I'll find a shady spot to sit and wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
She uses walking sticks
Oh,
when
okay.
we're going,
Which
have been very helpful.
Oh, I
Yeah.
bet. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, that's hard. And I one of the things I think we're seeing too more often is parks are more accommodating to folks that have a little harder time walking.
Yeah.
So, and I'm not saying you have a hard time walking, but yeah, don't walk as far. So, and that's a good thing. So that they're making that. So you don't have any place like you have Alaska on your shirt. Have you camped in Alaska?
we haven't.
Oh, you both have
but
Alaska,
we're,
right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you both Alaska.
We did. What we want to do next summer is to drive up to Alaska.
Nice.
But I wanted to try to get a little bit of exposure to Alaska before we did that.
Okay.
And so what we did was when we were staying at the kids' place, we took in the middle of our visit, we took an 11-day cruise out of the San Francisco port up to
Nice.
Alaska.
Okay. Very
And
nice.
you can only see, the cruise ship is really, they look at it's just the very small southeast kind of corner of Alaska. But
Right.
Well, the part you can get to with a cruise ship.
Right.
But it did give us
basically
some
just that little tail.
the little tail that
Yeah.
hangs down. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it did give us exposure to some of the cities there. We stopped at Ketchikan, Juneau, and Skagway, and then they cruised through Glacier Bay National Park, and so we were able to see some of the glaciers up there. From we had our room had a balcony, so we were able to
nice.
watch from the balcony and so forth.
Yeah.
So I felt like it sort of gave me that little bit of exposure that I wanted to have before we,
Yeah.
took a whole bunch of months, because it's a long trip,
Right.
That is a long
It's-
trip.
yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to stay in touch with clients still, or are you thinking? Are you one of these guys that probably will never fully retire?
I don't know. I haven't made any specific plans. Right now, what I'm doing is just continuing to see those patients who are established patients. I haven't taken anybody new for probably about 3 years.
Yeah.
And I thought that it would, taper down and so forth, but
You're that good. You're
either
that
I'm a
good.
lousy psychologist and
Yeah, I can
nobody
tell
gets
why
better,
they would.
and nobody gets better, or I'm good enough that nobody wants to quit.
Yeah.
So I've right now I see people about 2.5 days out of the week.
Okay.
And 1 week out of the month, it tends to be a light week, and then the other weeks tend to be pretty booked in.
Yeah.
Seems to be the way it's going. So I think it's going to slow down a little bit more. In terms of whether I'll eventually fully retire, probably at some point, but I don't know at what point.
Right. Well, if you enjoy it. And it sounds
Well,
like
yeah,
you do.
it doesn't really feel like working,
Yeah.
except that you got to get up early in the morning, especially when you're out in California.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
your first appointment is 9:30 Eastern time,
Oh man.
which is 6:30 a.m. out in
Yeah.
California.
Right.
So on the other hand, you get done early in the afternoon. So
No, that's true. Yeah, it's not all bad.
Right.
So, well, that sounds like fun. I mean, it sounds like you're enjoying what you do, and obviously, Sheryl, you enjoy what you do with the artwork. Are you thinking? Are you considering selling more? Or?
I don't know. I actually started to set things up on Etsy
Uh-huh.
and just never really followed through with it.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know.
Because you need that wife to
Do you
I need
ever
get that follow through.
do you ever get people like show them your picture of your grandkids? Do you ever get people ask for something for you to draw, or like could I give you a picture and you could draw it from a picture, or do you need it? Is that what that was drawn from?
Yeah, that was drawn from a picture. Yeah, I could do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
if someone asks me to do it, I could.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Do you do animals?
I could do anything.
Oh yeah, yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
How neat. Oh man, what a gift.
Do you do the scenery kind of nature pictures and
Yeah,
just
I
whatever you feel
Yeah.
like, huh?
What if I feel like?
Yeah.
And,
That's nice.
and I get, I love doing it.
Did you take formal training, or is it just
No.
a natural
No.
talent that you?
I've taken a few classes here and there, but nothing.
Well, you also kind of
real.
did it was almost like an apprenticeship in Israel.
Sort of, but I worked for an artist in Israel for.
She lived there for 5 years
I lived in Israel for
Okay.
5 years, right after college.
Before David, yeah.
before we met.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
long before we met.
Uh-huh.
And I for a couple of those years, I worked for an artist who made Jewish ceremonial objects, like candlesticks
Mm-hmm.
for Shabbat, and just all kinds of different things out of wood,
Oh,
like
Oh,
exotic
nice.
woods,
Shabbat's the Jewish Sabbath.
Right. Uh-huh.
and with silver inlay,
Wow.
mother of pearl, and ivory from old piano keys.
Oh wow.
And
He didn't capture elephants for the ivory.
He captured pianos.
Yeah,
He captured pianos.
he said he didn't shoot pianos. He shot. He didn't shoot elephants. He
He
shot
shot
pianos.
pianos. You should have seen the
and
one that
so-
got away.
So I worked with him for a couple of years, and then when I came back to the States, I was doing that for a while, doing wood with inlays, and
Neat.
doing carving and stuff.
wow.
Wow.
And then,
Goodness.
She's also done stained glass and painted silk, right?
silk painting.
Silk painting.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Just
Yeah, just whatever. I feel
dabble
like
in
I
a
just,
just
Yeah,
Wow,
try
that's
all
amazing.
kinds
I
of-
just if I want to do it, I learn how to do it. Mostly on my own.
yeah.
So what would be
So-
neat, and maybe you've done this, it'd be neat if you had a book that you would put together of all the places you've been, drawings of all the places you've been, and so Son's house, our place. I'll buy
Yeah.
a picture.
What I have thought about doing, and I've kind of off and on worked on this, but I haven't really pushed myself to get it done, is I also write poetry. And
Wow.
in fact, I have a book that has, that was published by the Union of Reform Judaism.
Okay.
The Women of Reform Judaism,
Okay.
specifically, that came out in April. That has 3 of my poems in it.
Oh,
Wow.
Um,
If you wanted,
So-
if you wanted to email me a link so that people could purchase that, we don't have a huge viewer base or anything like that, but I'd be more than happy to put the link up. So if you
Okay.
wanted to, so your call. So
what I've thought about doing is some of my I've started writing poetry that goes with some of my art,
okay,
and so I thought
Neat.
about doing like a one of those big format books
sure, yeah,
with art and
art
poem,
and poetry.
Going
Wow.
together.
coffee table book.
Coffee table book.
That's
That's
what I call it anyway. I don't know what
Yeah.
the official word is,
I
but
couldn't. Yeah, that's what it is. I just couldn't think of the word. Putting together a book that has my art and poetry in it.
oh, that'd be nice.
Do you ever have to counsel yourself because of inferiority of your very talented wife?
She is very talented.
Oh, that's awesome. And I'm sure you are. Obviously you are as well. So that's great. That's really neat. So if you were to talk to somebody, let's throw this in a little bit different light. Psychological benefits of camping. So have you ever advised a client, or would you ever, that maybe what you need to do is get a camper? We just had a camper here the other night who started camping because she knew she had to go to North Dakota. She had addiction issues. It'll be in the video when I get it out. And she woke up one day, I've got to go to North Dakota. She didn't know why. She didn't know the whole story. But she eventually made it to North Dakota, and there she found an answer to her problems. And that'll be coming out in the video soon. We'll share that soon.
Okay.
But it was actually her, through camping, that she got the help that she needed. Has that ever been do you find that camping is psychologically healthy, or?
Oh, I think it definitely is. I think that there's a lot of individual differences from person to person in terms
Sure.
of
Yeah.
what has a calming effect for that person.
Okay.
For some people, the idea of being a camper in the middle of nowhere scares them.
Anxiety.
Yeah,
trigger,
yeah,
huh?
high anxiety. But for
Okay,
other people, it's it's sort of a dream. And I think it really depends upon the individual needs of that person. A number of my patients who wouldn't necessarily go camping themselves or take this kind of trip or journey enjoy hearing about it. So we start our session, and the first question they said is, "Well, where are you today?"
Love it. I love it.
And so a couple of minutes on that, and then
Do you ever lie
shift
to them,
gears.
tell them you're in Hawaii? Or
Well, it'd be hard to get the camper to Hawaii. That would be a
this
challenge.
is true. This
That
is
would be a
true. Yeah,
challenge.
that would be a problem.
So
The two of his brothers also camped,
Uh-huh.
and one of them, we have kind of an ongoing
this is
discussion.
my youngest brother.
Uh-huh.
They are the KOA kind of people.
Okay.
Full
They-
hookups.
Full,
Yep.
full hookups. They wouldn't dream of ever camping someplace that didn't have full hookups. And so for them, they like those kind of places where they're camped like in a parking lot.
Well, it's kind of like
You
one
know,
after another.
Right.
Yeah,
Because
they
often
stack
it's
them in.
Most
just
of them,
because
yeah.
those
It's asphalt too. It's
Yeah.
just- it is a parking
Because
lot.
those kind of places, that's how
Sure.
they're set up.
Right.
For us, it's like,
We wouldn't want to be there.
why would you want to?
They couldn't stand
Yeah.
the idea of the places
Yeah.
we go. We wouldn't want to be at the places
and
where they
for
go.
them, the idea of camping someplace out in the middle of nowhere where you can't see anybody else.
Mhm.
How could you imagine camping someplace
Yeah.
like that? Aren't you terrified to be out there all by yourself and there's nobody else around? What if? And it's like you have these discussions
Yeah.
on this. And
What if
it's really
there's a
funny.
terrorist at the campground?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it can go both ways. There's risk no matter what you do, and you just have to,
You make your choices
make your
of
choices and try to
what
mitigate
you're
it.
comfortable with and what's most meaningful to you,
Yep, that's
and
all
what
you
gives
can
you
do.
most sense of kind of satisfaction in life.
So here's a big difference between you and me. I know what works for me, and I think it should work for everybody. As a clinical clinical psychologist, right?
Yes.
As a clinical psychologist, you're able to go, this is what works for that person. It's not because I like it that
Right.
See,
Yeah, you
that's-
have to. Doing my kind of work, you have to be able to do that. And if you can't do that, you're kind of in the wrong profession.
better not, or you better find everybody that's just like you.
Well, that's another option too.
And
You could
and
set up
nobody
a
is just like you,
specialty
yeah.
practice, of just people who are like me.
Now accepting people like me. I love it. I love it.
Well, but if they're all like you, then
You'd all be counseling each other, right?
yeah. That'd be an interesting situation.
Do you have any? You might not be able to share this, and we need to get going here pretty quick ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm sure you need
we,
to hit the road.
Yeah, we
but
need to hit the road.
do you have any big wins? You don't have to name names or anything like that, but a situation that looked hopeless with somebody, and you were able to work them through that. And that might be one of those questions you want to divert.
Yeah. I obviously I can't get into details, but
Right.
I have some patients I've worked with who have made major changes and then wrapped up work and went on with life. a lot of the people I have, unfortunately, chronic long-term issues that aren't going to go away.
Right.
Think about, a person who has, high blood pressure and diabetes.
Mm-hmm.
It's never going to go away, but you can get it controlled with treatment.
Right.
But if you stop your treatment, your blood pressure is going to go back up, your blood sugar is going to go back up. And for serious psychological conditions, it's the same thing.
Same thing.
You stop treatment, and I've had people do this. They say, "Oh, I'm doing good now," and they go on their way. And a couple of years later, I get a phone call, and they want to restart because the severe depression or anxiety condition or whatever got out of control, and they need some help again. Now, for some people, intermittent treatment is fine. Maybe they can go a few years or many. I've worked with, I've had families where I've worked with, 2 generations. I think I've had one family where I maybe worked with 3 generations.
Wow.
I mean, if you live long enough, that's what happens.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They bring their kids in.
Yeah.
Right now, since I haven't been taking new patients, I don't have any kids that I'm working with because they all grew up. They're adults. But it really depends again on the nature of the condition they have, the severity and chronicity and so forth. I work with a lot of, maybe almost half my practice is injured workers. Within the state of Ohio's workers' compensation system.
Okay.
And the ones that I'm seeing at this point, who I've been seeing for a long time, because I'm not taking any new people, if they're still seeing me, that means they've been with me for a while, have had an injury that was serious enough that basically it just upended their life. They can't work. They can't do the things they used to do.
Yeah.
They can hardly take care of themselves on a day-to-day basis. Well, obviously, something like that leads to a lot of symptoms of depression, anxiety, and so forth,
Yeah. Wow. Well, you're doing good work. That's amazing work. And Sheryl, you as well, with what
She's very
with
talented.
what you're doing. And
she has the creativity talent in the family, clearly.
Yeah. And to be able to share that is pretty cool. I'm glad you showed us that picture. So that was beautiful. Before we disembark here, you guys have any pro tips for RVing together? Been doing it. You lived for 2 months together in a small camper, 19 foot. I take it.
19 foot. Yep.
Since it's an Escape 19,
Escape 19, yeah.
That would indicate it's probably not 21.
Actually, the 19 foot is actually stem to stern. That's from the hitch.
That's the whole thing. Okay.
Yeah, that's the hitch to the bumper.
So you're more in...
The box is a little less, yeah.
15 foot.
Yeah, 15, 16, something like that.
Okay. So any pro tips for RVing, whether it be as a married couple or as it be as just RVers?
I would just say that, you got to be able to get along with each other, and you got to be considerate of the other person.
Yeah.
And you've got to be able to, compromise. I mean, when you have a hallway like this, you've got to sort of coordinate your walking back and forth stuff, and so you've got to be able to do that without it, getting you pissed off or something.
Yes.
If everything like that irritates you, it's not going to work.
Yeah.
If you can take things in stride, and if you both have affection and affection for each other and kindness towards each other, I think that goes a long way. I think we need more kindness in the world.
Yeah, boy, that's for sure.
Whether you're talking about a couple RVing together or you're talking about just life in general, we really need a lot more kindness in the world, and it's missing.
Yeah,
it's missing in a lot of places.
Not
here. You guys exhibit a lot of kindness. But I'm a big believer that if we had a little more kindness, it could make things a whole lot better.
Definitely.
But you might have some different ideas.
Well, what I was going to say is
She just threatens me with her gun.
We get along really well because when she threatens me, I
I do what she says.
I was just going to say that I think communication is
Mm-hmm.
most important thing, because if a lot of people have this attitude of, if he really loved me, he would have known blah blah blah, and
Mm-hmm.
that's not necessarily true. You
Right.
can know someone for 20, 30 years, and you're not going to know everything.
No.
You're not going to know what the other person thinks.
And you as a person
You know?
change over those 20 years, and so
Yeah.
what you're needing or wanting changes as well.
Mhm.
So yeah, for sure. No, that's good. That's good. So yeah, that's good stuff. There's a lot of directions I'd love to go, but I know we need to call it off. But you will be back, right? On your way to Alaska, Lincoln's right.
Well,
Right on the way.
yeah, I mean,
Nebraska, Alaska.
Yeah, it's all the same.
I-80
Nebraska,
goes to
they
the
have
San
Seward.
Francisco Bay Area. I-80 also goes to Northeast Ohio, where we live. Literally, I-80 is like 4 miles from our house.
Oh, okay.
Really?
That's
Yeah,
probably
4 or
about
5
the
Just
same
miles.
here.
hop on and just
Yeah.
All the
So
way to San
I think
Francisco.
we'll be back.
Yeah, that's good. Well, we appreciate you guys. Appreciate you staying here and coming back the third time or fourth time or 27th, whatever it is. But you're always welcome here, and love to have you. And if you want to take some fresh strawberries home with you, please, or on
I'd love to.
on your way home. They won't last too long, probably. But
They're not going to get
They're,
all
they-
alone.
well, they won't last very long because we'll eat them. They're very good.
The first time we were here, it was about to frost,
Mhm.
and we were out there picking your
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
tomatoes.
That's
yeah.
right.
Lots of tomatoes.
Yes. I forgot about
okay.
that. Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah, we don't have any. It's not about to frost. We don't think. Don't have any tomatoes, but we do have. I don't know if you noticed all the buckets in there. Those are maple sap buckets for collecting sap, and we're using them for. We've got a couple more strawberries in there, and some
just some herbs.
some
right
herbs
now.
and things
Yeah.
like that. So you're more than welcome to look around, and if you want to grab another strawberry or two for the road, there might be some more up in there. So
If you like dill, I have dill that came up that I don't even want anymore.
yeah, we've got more dill
Lots
than we know
of
what to
dill.
do with. So.
Steve.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. So, well, we appreciate you guys. Have a great trip back to Ohio, and we'll see you when we see you.
I'm Sheryl Klein Aronson, and here's a poem that I wrote called Beauty. Every face is beautiful. 2 eyes, 1 nose, 2 ears, 1 mouth. The harmony with each part, a unique work of art. Hair dark or light, flat, frizzy, or fro. Eyes blue, brown, black, gray, amber. Beauty doesn't discriminate by color of skin or nation of origin, by race or religion. It doesn't embrace some and eliminate others as media does, with its narrow notion of beauty. True beauty is the essence inherited just by being human. Beauty doesn't come in tubes, in compacts, jars, or bottles. It isn't made by Botox or liposuction, by lifts or nose jobs or tucks. Each person begins life with inborn beauty. This beauty is everlasting. It evolves as we grow from infancy through old age, always remodeling, redefining, refining. Each of us is a sculpture, not of stone or fine wood, but the clay of humanity, formed by genetics, shaped by experiences lived, emotions felt, and time dwelt. You are beautiful just as you are, every freckle, every wrinkle, every scar. The flaws that made you fret are not flaws. They add to your beauty, make you unique. They are part of the art that is you.